First, the trouble with the knights yesterday. Now the Blastia breaks. Why does stuff like this happen every day in the lower quarter? I know. There's no use whining about it. Looks like the nobles are living the sweet life as usual. The lower quarter is right there. They still don't give a damn. It's not their loss, so what do they care? They should act, noble. Not just dress nice and hide in their mansions. Back again. Man, I was just in here last month for fighting some knights collecting taxes. I guess I get free meals out of it, if you can call it food. Damn, Qumor's made this way more complicated than it needed to be. I just wanted to check on the lower quarter and come back. I didn't expect the extra baggage.
Baggage? I could take it to the castle's lost and found for you.
You're the one person I couldn't really ask to take care of it.
Huh?
Never mind. I'm good.
Okay, let me know if you change your mind.
Guess she's the textbook little naive noble. But why were those knights chasing her?
Are there many people outside the castle like that man Zoggy we met earlier?
Nah, he's one of a kind. It's pretty hard to find anyone that nuts.
I see. Well, that's a relief. I don't know what I'd do if everyone behaved like that.
Yeah, life would be pretty rough if the world were full of guys like him. Have you and Flynn known each other a long time?
2, maybe 3 years, something like that.
Huh. So he's been getting along all right at the castle?
Flynn is a very hard-working and honest knight. It seems like everyone trusts him. The other day, he told me that they've been giving him more responsibility lately, too.
Hard-working and honest. Right. In other words, hard-headed and obsessive.
Huh? I need to thank whoever told you about this underground passage.
Why would you need to be thankful for something like that?
I'm trying to get out of the castle just like you.
That's all well and good, but there's no need to be all thankful because of it.
Oh no, we must show courtesy to those who show us kindness.
Sort of weird to be polite to somebody you've never met, don't you think?
Manners are never so important as when dealing with those with whom we've yet to be acquainted.
You really think so, huh?
I know so. A map, equipment, and even money. Your friends are so generous, Yuri.
They can't afford this. They can barely get by as it is.
Well, I'm sure they're worried about you and want you to have a safe journey.
It's more likely they're just glad to be rid of a troublemaking kid.
That's not true.
Guess I can't come back empty-handed now that they've given us all this stuff. Now I gotta bring back the Blastia, no matter what.
Estelle.
She's been mumbling to herself for a while now. Hey, you coming? We don't have all day here.
Estelle.
Looks like she's in her own little world. Hey, Estelle!
Oh, right, sorry. I'm coming.
Do they not have nicknames where she's from?
Yuri, is this dog yours?
Yeah, he's my partner, Rapide.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too. Did you actually understand what Rapide was saying?
No.
Yeah, I guess that was a stupid question. I never guessed I'd leave home quite like this.
Are you sorry to be leaving the capital behind, Yuri?
When I was in the lower quarter, I was too busy just living day to day. Never really thought about it. I guess I did feel like setting out on an adventure sometimes.
I'm so excited just to be outside. I've always dreamed of going out into the world.
Being excited and all is fine, but don't overdo it. We need to find Flynn, right?
I'm excited and worried all at the same time.
All right.
I've heard stories about monsters living outside the barrier, but it's really true.
Yeah.
Now I understand why everyone says the world outside the barrier is so dangerous.
It's pretty easy to forget the monsters are even out here when you live on the inside. We better not let our guard down.
Right. You don't use magic, do you, Yuri?
It's not that I don't. I can't. That's one talent I don't have.
But anyone with Blastia should be able to use magic if they just learn the theory, right?
I told you, I don't have the knack for learning magical theory.
So, you're bad at studying.
Well, that's one way to put it.
The world is so big.
What makes you say that all of a sudden?
I thought the capital was big, but the world outside is so much bigger. How much farther beyond the horizon does that clear sky stretch?
I know. Compared to the lower quarter, it's huge.
We made quite a scene, didn't we? I was so worried once those knights noticed us.
I told you we couldn't stand out.
You were the one who just jumped.
I can't just look away when monsters are attacking someone right in front of me, right? What's so funny?
I'm sorry. That sounded just like the way Flynn described you, that's all. He often said that you could never turn a blind eye when someone near you was suffering.
Well, next time you see him, you tell him that I said he's the same way.
I'll do that.
That woman who gave us directions, she said she was in a guild, right?
That was Miss Kaufman of Fortune's Market.
Man, giving up their rights as imperial citizens and just living free.
Yuri, are you interested in the guilds?
Interested? Nah, I just never had much contact with them. Back in the capital, there weren't any gritty guild types who'd refuse the knight's protection.
We may meet lots of people in guilds before we're done with our trip.
I hope they're a little less aggressive than that woman was.
Will this forest really get us to the other side of the hold?
If it doesn't, we'll just come back.
But what if I get turned into a frog or a snake by the forest's curse?
If that happens, I'll take care of you.
You'll take care of me?
Of course I would. Don't worry. I had pet frogs and snakes when I was a kid.
If you got turned into a frog or a snake, Yuri, I wouldn't have any idea what to feed you. Rapide, when I passed out, you laid down and made the nicest pillow for me. Thank you very much.
What are you doing?
I'm thanking Rapide.
Rapide? He's not here.
Huh? What? Maybe he doesn't like me.
Nah, he acts like that with just about everybody.
Well then, I'll just have to keep trying until he accepts me.
Having friends to talk to really makes traveling a lot more fun. When I'm by myself, I get a little scared. Bored.
Yeah, uh-huh. Hey, Carol, there's a monster behind you.
What?
Oh, my mistake. I must be seeing things.
Don't do that!
Our trip just got more lively. Carol, are you okay, even though your sword's still broken?
Nah, it's lighter and feels easier to use.
Now your sword won't be swinging you anymore. Sounds good to me. Breaking your sword to get it to just the right length. You're obviously some guild's ace.
Yuri, you didn't break Carol's sword on purpose, did you?
I'm not that good. Even though Dadenhold was struggling without a barrier, they'd have had issues even with one.
Yes, barriers really do have a big impact on people's day-to-day lives.
Well, they keep people safe from monsters just by being there. It's no surprise it changes things.
I want to help heal Halur's tree as soon as possible so that everyone can feel safe again. I can't wait until the tree's blossoms are in full bloom. They'll be fantastic.
I bet there's a flood of petals big enough to just sweep you away.
All those petals dancing in the breeze, it'd be like a dream.
I wonder how they deal with all their houses getting buried in flowers every year. That's gotta be a pain to clean up.
You really take the fun out of things, Yuri.
Estelle, what are you looking at?
It's a map of the area around here.
Oh, let me see. Hey, this is almost completely blank. You can't call this a map.
Really?
You should try a surveyor's guild like the World Cellar. Their maps are really amazing. All the top guild members have one.
So then naturally you've got a copy, right, Carol? Let's see it.
Well, you see, once you get as good as I am, you don't need to use a map anymore.
Oh, that's too bad. I really wanted to see it.
What's the matter, Rapide? Why are you mad? Hold on! You don't want to eat me, do you? Help me, Yuri!
Something the matter, Carol?
It's nothing.
Talk about mood swings.
Do you mind if I scratch behind your ears? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it's still too soon for me to pet you. Let's start over by getting to know each other a little better. So then, my name is Estelise. You knew that already, right? Huh? Repeat?
Introducing yourself to an invisible friend?
Oh, I won't give up. Why would a Nia fruit be lying on the ground in the forest? I didn't see a Nia tree nearby.
Oh, that'd be the monsters in the forest. It's how they mark their territory.
Can we really just take it then? I suppose there's no way for us to ask permission.
Yeah, I don't really speak monster. Carol, they don't teach that in your guild, do they?
The hunting blades hunt monsters. We don't need to waste time making friends with them.
That's a shame. Halore's flowers sure are beautiful. I feel like I'm dreaming.
Yeah, they're even nicer than I thought they'd be.
Yeah, this really makes it feel like our hard work was worth it.
Halure shouldn't worry about monsters attacking, as long as the barrier stays like this.
Halore's tree will keep everyone safe.
Were those the Red Eyes? So you got both the Imperial Knights and those guys after you?
Yeah, I seem to be a big hit with all the weirdos.
And what did you do to get so popular?
There's 21 years worth of stuff. Listing everything might take a while.
On second thought, never mind. I don't want to hear it. Hey, so just who is this Flynn guy anyway? Were you and him seeing each other, Estelle?
What do you mean, seeing each other? Flynn is Yuri's friend.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Two friends going after the same girl? You got a little wild side, don't you, Estelle?
What do you mean, wild side?
No, it's all right. You can keep your secrets.
He's so got the wrong idea. This Carol guy is kind of weird.
He does seem a bit restless, but that doesn't make him a bad person.
He didn't seem evil, but I'll bet he's got some weird thoughts going on in his head.
You're only saying that because you can see some of yourself in him.
You think the two of us are alike?
Yes, it's like you have genuine emotions, but your pride won't let you show them. So I can't bring myself to dislike him.
Huh.
Did I upset you?
No, that's just some pretty deep insight about people you only just met is all.
Hey!
You know, Yuri, your attitude, your behavior, they don't seem very knightly.
Where'd that come from?
I mean, we're entering the city through a back entrance, like thieves.
This coming from the guy who picked the lock.
I'm just tagging along to find Flynn, and now you've turned me into a thief.
We haven't stolen anything. Sheesh.
This city sure has a lot of books.
I'm not really too crazy about reading, and I have a hard time sleeping in this place.
Yeah, you seem like you're too jittery to sit still and look at something for too long.
You're one to talk.
Hey, what happened to Estelle?
She's been over there reading books ever since we got here.
Estelle, time to get going.
Once she starts reading, you can't pull her away.
Huh? Did you say something? This seems to be literature from an ancient civilization.
She's not even listening.
Rita's a little scary, huh?
Really?
She's about what I'd expect. Seems like she's in a crappy mood, too.
That's because you broke into her house, Yuri.
I don't exactly feel like being on my best behavior when I'm dealing with a core thief.
What will you do if you're wrong about her?
If I'm wrong, I'll apologize.
You'd better remember that when the time comes.
Oh, were you listening?
I just happened to overhear. So you think I'm scary, do you?
Watch it, Carol. She's definitely the kind to hold a grudge.
Hey! Don't scare me like that!
Your name is Estelise, right?
Yes, but that's kind of long to say easily. Please call me Estelle.
You look like some fancy noble, Estelise. Why are you with that jerk?
Oh, I think that Yuri is a good person. And really, I don't mind if you call me Estelle.
All right, Estelise.
She's tough.
These ruins feel very different once you're inside them.
Yeah, it's weird. And there's all this stuff I've never seen before.
What, is this your first time too, Carol?
Well, yeah. My specialty's monster hunting. Hey, what do you think this is?
You really shouldn't be fooling around over there. This place is loaded with traps.
Did anyone else just hear a click?
Carol, watch out!
Ah!
Sorry, I thought you were about to get killed. I overdid it.
I think I would have been better off getting caught in the trap.
I wonder if people a long time ago used little rings like this to move things around.
Yes, items like this have been discovered in other ruins as well.
It sure is useful for something so small.
Yeah, unlike some people I could name.
Huh?
It's impressive that you've been entrusted with a sorcerer's ring, Rita. I've heard they're only given to a very small number of people.
Guess someone trusts you.
You're the only one who doesn't. Hey, didn't you say something about the castle not too long ago?
Oh? Yes, well, you see...
Yeah, I was in the castle a while back. I used to be a knight.
You? A knight? Please, how gullible do you think I am?
Believe it or not, it's true.
Will wonders never cease?
Is it really so hard for everyone to believe that? Come on, let's go.
Hey, they changed the subject on me.
It's a good thing the core thief you're chasing turned out not to be Rita, right, Yuri?
How do you figure that? I couldn't care less who the core thief was. I would have loved it if it were Rita. I'd be done by now.
I wouldn't let her hear you say that.
Well, at least we got a lead for catching the real criminal. I can't complain about that.
So tell me about this frail girlfriend of yours, Carol.
What?
The reason you want to go to Nor Harbor is so you can see her, isn't it?
How do you know about her?
I knew it!
No! I mean, she's not even in Nor Harbor.
Oh, it's not Nor Harbor?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You might as well come clean, Carol. It's obvious Estelle's not going to give up.
You've got it all wrong!
Carol!
When we left the capital, it was just me, Repeat, and Estelle.
Now Carol and Rita have joined us. I'm so happy to have more people to travel with.
I'm not so sure about some people in our party, though.
I'm not so sure about you, you little runt.
Hey now, go easy on the young captain.
Rita, we all have to work to get along, okay?
Oh yeah, right.
Have you been doing research in Ospio for a long time, Rita?
Yeah, I guess about 5 years.
5 years? Wow. Rita, how old are you anyway?
I'm 15.
Wow, you're so grown up. I can't believe you were researching Blastia at 10.
It's not a big deal. How old are you, Estelise?
Oh, I just turned 18 this year.
Time to grow up.
Right. I'll do my best.
What are you looking at? Hey, dog! You keep away!
Huh? Rita, are you afraid of dogs?
Not at all. Mind your own business. Oh, no.
Hey, Rita, I wanted to ask you about this... Oh, Repeat.
Repeat sure knows who he likes and who he doesn't.
Wow, I've never seen this many flowers on Halur's tree before.
Huh? Doesn't it always get like that when the flowers are in season?
In season or out. I've never seen all the buds blooming at once like this.
Really? Well, guess we're lucky to get to see something so amazing.
I'd say it's more abnormal than amazing.
Hey, Estelle. I noticed you keep looking in my direction. What's up?
You don't mind if I ask? All right, well then, here goes. This Nan. Are you in love with her? Nan is a girl's name, right? Is she the girl you wanted to show Halur's flowers to?
Ah! No! You got it all wrong!
I do?
Man, she'd be so angry if she heard you say that.
Carol, good luck with her. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah. Well, thanks. That's encouraging.
Man, some people have some weird hobbies. I mean, who goes around destroying Blastia?
I wouldn't really call that a hobby.
If we ever come across whoever's doing this, I'll destroy him!
But what if he has some reason for what he's doing?
They can have any reason they want. Destroying Blastia is unforgivable. Period.
Oh! My neck! My neck! Oh! Help me, Yuri!
Yeah, that'd take effort. Just play nice with each other, kids.
Estelle!
Do your best, Carol.
Red Eyes, Nights, why can't we just have a nice, fun, relaxing trip?
You're one to complain, Yuri.
Yeah, weren't those knights calling your name?
But you're the one who was fighting with the mages, Rita.
Please, everyone, we're okay, aren't we? I actually think it's kind of fun.
If you think being chased is fun, you're gonna love the rest of this trip.
Yeah, you may have written off what just happened, but we're still fugitives.
That was a pretty big commotion over breaking a single barrier, Blastia.
I don't know. It seemed like the commotion Rita caused was even bigger.
Stop bringing up trivial details.
Of course people would be upset. It was a barrier, Blastia. Blastia are intertwined with almost every aspect of people's daily lives.
Good point. Things got really crazy back in the lower quarter when the Aqua Blastia broke.
I hope they can fix it soon.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're going through all this for. No matter how you slice it, Flynn is Flynn. He's even more stubborn than before. You think so too, Repeat? Well, at least he seemed to be doing all right.
A city where the Magistrate can do whatever he wants really leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Looks like there's bound to be a few power-mad Imperials no matter where you go. What we saw on the way into town here, and that happened all the time back in the lower quarter.
I'm glad I live outside the Empire. I don't think I could stand this very long.
Why would the Magistrate do these things?
Hey, we don't need to let the bad vibes in this city rub off on us.
Exactly.
All right.
Hey, Flynn said that Mage Witcher was from Ospio, didn't he?
Did you know him from before, Rita?
What do you mean,
I get the feeling he might have passed through my field of vision once or twice. It's nothing more than a vague memory, though.
I think I know why Witcher had such a chip on his shoulder. I don't usually get along with knights, but Flynn was different. He seemed like a serious, capable sort of guy, you know?
Really? He seemed like a really stubborn by the rules kind of guy to me.
Flynn's a good person who'll give anyone a helping hand when they have a problem.
Maybe now, but he raised some hell in the lower quarter back in the day.
I can hardly imagine Flynn like that. Hey, Rita, what did Flynn mean about search and seizure rights to Blastia laboratories?
Oh, that. Basically, if you're on an official Imperial Blastia investigation, you can go anywhere you want.
Are you serious?
Why bust our butts when the knights can do that?
I don't think they can. There are plenty of exceptions that can block their authority.
That sounds like what I've come to expect from the Empire.
Hey, you! Bring that raven creep to me right now!
Huh? Why do I have to do that?
You're friends with him, right?
I told you I hardly know the guy.
Oh, really? You met him in jail, right? That's pretty shady if you ask me.
I can't really argue with that.
I think he's kind of strange, but he didn't seem bad to me.
I don't think he's all that good either. I never thought we would meet the Dragon Rider in Rigaud's palace.
That was a dragon? I'd never seen a monster like that before.
Yes, it had a very different feeling to it than any monster I'd ever seen. I wonder where it flew away to after that.
I'll bet it has a hideout somewhere, but we don't have enough information to find it.
Enough! Enough with that dragon freak! Just thinking about that jerk makes me furious!
I thought you were done for when the ship sank with you still on it.
Seriously, I was pretty worried there for a minute. I'm glad you made it.
It sank faster than I thought it would. I was a little freaked out myself.
You almost died and you were just a little freaked out? There's something wrong with you.
Yuri, you sure know a lot of strange people. Like that Raven guy we met at Capua Nor, or that Zoggy weirdo who attacked us.
Weirdo is putting it mildly. What's his deal, anyway?
That's what I'd like to know. It's nice to have fans, but this is ridiculous.
It looked like he went down with the ship, though. Maybe that was the last of him.
I don't know, common sense just doesn't seem to apply to those kinds of people.
Man, I really don't want to see him again.
Well, even if we do, he'll be gunning for Yuri, not us. I've got nothing to do with this.
We'll deal with that when the time comes. The way he looks, Barbo should stick out like a sore thumb walking around in town. It'd sure help if anyone saw where he and his gang were headed. Come to think of it, I wonder what happened to Raven back in Rigaud's palace. I guess he panicked and ran when the Dragon Rider and the Knights showed up. Hey, Carol, do you know anything else about that city you said was destroyed in an earthquake?
Just rumors. Supposedly it was some guild's headquarters about 10 years ago.
Which guild was that?
Sorry, I can't help you there.
I've never heard of an earthquake that destroyed an entire city.
Well, Ospio is across the ocean. Maybe the information just never made it that far?
I wonder.
Man, why did it have to end up like this? They said I was fired.
Carol, keep your spirits up.
I can't be happy anymore. It's like her words are a dagger in my heart.
She was just worried it'd be too dangerous for you. There's still hope.
Huh? You think so? Whatever. I don't care about what she thinks.
The problem is your guild, right? I get it.
Right. Yeah. I don't care about Nan.
This hurts to watch.
I'm rooting for you, Carol. Was this town really destroyed by an earthquake? The buildings all look kind of strange.
Yeah, they don't look like they collapsed from the ground shaking. Something's weird.
Yeah. So, how were they destroyed then?
Got me. Maybe we can find out by asking someone who used to live in the town.
That's not really why we're here, though, so why should we care?
You actually have a point there.
What do the Hunting Blades mainly do as a guild?
Like their name says, they make their living hunting monsters.
It's not like there's any shortage of monsters once you're outside the barriers. Business must be booming.
Yeah, they definitely get a lot of commissions. But the Hunting Blades aren't killing monsters just because someone asked them to. Monsters are evil. This evil must be punished. That's the creed of the Hunting Blades.
I wonder if any of them are doing it just for their own personal grudges against monsters.
Oh yeah, a lot of people. Like Nan's parents were killed right before her eyes when she was a kid.
Huh. And it'd be hard not to hold a grudge after something like that.
So air is more than just a handy substance for making Blastia work, huh?
The questions amateurs ask, I swear. Air affects everything in the world. Our own bodies, the growth of living organisms, even the weather.
So the Blastia in Rago's palace that controlled the weather was interfering with the air?
Correct.
So then, that means the air here is interfering with the processes in our bodies.
I mean, I can handle it, but is it really a good idea for us to be in air this dense?
We shouldn't stay here too long, especially runts like you who are still growing. The younger you are, the more of an effect the air will have.
Guess that makes sense.
What do you think that scary monster we saw in Kaer Bakram was?
That beast was way tougher than anything I've ever seen before. If it didn't run away when it did, we'd have been in a world of hurt.
That's a surprisingly cautious opinion coming from you. Not that I disagree when it comes to a monster like that.
Do you think it was the Hunting Blades who trapped it in a reverse barrier?
Yeah, probably. It looked like they came to take that monster down. Whatever the case, I don't want to meet up with a monster like that again.
The next time I see that freak, my magic will be ready. No mercy!
What's she so mad about?
It looks like she's upset that we let that dragon rider escape.
I never thought he'd go as far as the Kaer Bakram underground to destroy Blastia. Now that's dedication.
The next time we meet, I'll choke the life out of him with my bare hands!
Rita's pretty dedicated herself.
This is awful.
You've been staring at Carol for a while now. What's up?
I'm just worried about the fight he had with his friend Nan. And he's clearly depressed.
That wasn't a fight. It was a one-sided verbal beatdown.
It's gotta be a good sign if she cares enough to criticize him that much. If she didn't care about him, she wouldn't even bother, right?
I suppose so.
I'm so hungry.
Wait, that's what you were worrying about?
I was so surprised to find out that Estelle was a princess.
I had a feeling. She knew Flynn, and she was obviously brought up as a noble.
Shut up, you knew already.
Maybe.
Oh man, I wonder if I was rude to her without realizing it.
Your language has been unpardonable. Captain Carroll, the sentence for insulting royalty is decapitation. Been nice knowing you.
What about you? You're way more rude than I am.
Guess it's off with both our heads then.
What? That's...
Idiots.
It's been a while since the Imperial Knights have interrogated me. Forgot how tiring it was. Even the princess and His Highness Yoder got involved. And 2 captains and the commandant. And with Flynn here too, they're leaving the capital totally defenseless. Pretty sloppy work.
I'm glad that Commandant Alexei turned out to be so reasonable.
Yeah, I thought he'd be more of a stubborn jerk myself.
Had you met him before, Yuri?
I knew him, but I doubt he knew me. I was barely in the Knights for any time at all, really.
What sort of person is he, I wonder?
He can be very formal at times, but in a way he's something of a symbol for the Knights. Many who are in the Knights now were inspired to join by Alexei's example.
One thing's clear. I don't have much in common with him.
Estelle, there's something I want to ask you.
Yes, what is it? Wait!
What's the matter?
Could you repeat what you just said?
I said there's something I want to ask you.
No, before that!
Estelle?
Yes, you finally called me Estelle. I've got to go tell everyone.
Oh, well. Honestly, that girl.
Huh?
Estelle. She rushes off regardless of danger. She doesn't listen when you tell her to stop.
So Estelise has finally become Estelle, huh?
I've been calling her that for a while. What's with you anyway?
Hey, your tone of voice was different just then. Maybe it's just my imagination.
You're damn right it is.
Ah, there's the Rita we all know and love.
Ha!
Ow!
How about you just shut up? Who cares what I say or how I sound?
Not me. Here's to you being you, Rita. The barrier failed right as the monsters appeared? What the hell is going on in this city?
I've lived in Dawngrass my whole life, but I've never seen anything like this.
So why the hell do we have such terrible timing?
How should I know?
What? You don't really think I'm cursed, do you?
Come to think of it, why was Flynn in Dawngrass? The Empire and the Union have never gotten along, so knights don't show up here often.
I doubt they're here to see the sights either. It's got to be tied up in one of their duties.
Do you think Flynn's all right? Those guild people were being really mean to him.
Flynn's no delicate little flower. He can take some heat. Don't forget, before he was a knight, he had to make it on the streets of the lower quarter.
I hope you're right. Dawngrass has a very different atmosphere from the capital, doesn't it? The city seems so energetic. Everyone here is so full of life.
Of course! It's the largest guild city. Everyone lives according to their own principles. Do you like Dawngrass, Estelle?
Yes, I think it's lovely.
What about you, Yuri?
I think it'd be a really great city if the barrier wasn't crapping out.
Yuri, will you please let that go?
I'm kidding. The city's not bad at all. It even feels kind of like the lower quarter.
What about the person who controls the Union? What is Don Whitehorse like?
In a word, big. Big voice, big body, big everything.
We already know what he looks and sounds like. We saw him, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, he's a really cool person.
Does that answer your question, Estelle?
It's clear that Carol has a lot of respect for the Dawn, but that's about the only thing that's clear.
He's so cool that it can't be expressed in words.
We'll just leave it at that then.
I know there's not much point in bringing it up again, but this guy's really fishy.
Yeah, how long's he planning to stick with us anyway?
Does he even have a good reason for being in Cave Mock?
You heard him, old man. Spit it out.
Huh? I'm gonna stick with you guys as long as need be. And as for my reasons, I thought I told you. I'm on a mission of self-discovery.
You said you were out for a forest stroll, taken in the nature.
Oh, I did?
If I had a memory that bad, I'd want to find myself too.
There you go.
Really fishy. Really, really, really fishy.
Just who was that strange person with the sword anyway?
Do you think he came to Cave Mock all by himself? There are so many monsters around.
Judging by the way he was standing, he's pretty confident in his own abilities. He seemed calm or even like meditative. Well, whatever. He was a strange guy.
Yeah, I have no idea what was up with him at all.
Don Whitehorse. I can see how a man like that could rise to the top of the Union. He's pretty impressive.
I'm just relieved he's the sort of person who's willing to listen. I didn't think he'd give us a chance, considering that he's never met us before.
That's what makes the Don so great! I told you, right? Man, he's so cool!
Do you run his fan club or something?
I never would have thought Raven was a member of Altosk.
It looked like he and the Don were close. The old man probably has a pretty important job.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but he's probably one of Altosk's top officers. The fact that he can leave town on guild business shows the Don trusts him.
That old man.
You can't judge a book by its cover, Rita.
Fishier and fishier.
I can't believe that old fogey beat me.
Did you really plan on beating him? There's no way! He's a living legend. No one could take him down.
Yeah, but being in shape like that at his age would be enough. I got nervous just hearing you were going to fight him.
Why is that?
Most kids that square off against him end up in bed for a week with half a dozen broken ribs.
What drunk told you that?
It's the honest truth. Count your lucky stars he was in a sporting mood.
I heard he herded up 100 of those turtle monsters with the spiky shells and killed them all at once.
And there's a legend that when Dongrest's barrier was failing, he took a chain and fixed it himself.
No human could do that. But I'll beat him one day. I swear.
You still planning on winning?
That kid's a ball of stubborn pride.
I cannot believe that Yoder would give a letter like that to Flynn. There must be some mistake.
We've met His Highness too, and he certainly didn't seem like that kind of person.
But you heard the letter. It said to take Don Whitehorse out of the picture.
So maybe it was sent by someone who wants to throw a wrench into what Yoder and Flynn are doing.
But that's nothing more than a hunch right now.
Yeah, you're right. The only thing we know for sure right now is that Flynn is in trouble.
Where were you talking with the Don, Yuri? You were gone for a long time.
We had a nice little chat through some thick iron bars.
Yuri, did you get Flynn out of prison by trading places with him?
No, it's nothing like that. Flynn would have been released even if I hadn't gotten involved.
What do you mean?
The Don planned all along to capture Flynn and use him to find out who's behind this whole mess.
So both the Don and Flynn know that there's someone else manipulating things?
Yeah. Why do I keep letting myself get caught up in this stuff? Now the Don's making me do his dirty work. What a pain.
What's up, Pupper? You need something?
It's dark, so you'll get lost if you stray too far.
Thanks for worrying about me, lass, but I'll be fine.
It's so dank in here. I hope we don't have to stay too long.
It may be dank, but at least the bustle is gone. I prefer the quiet of these tunnels.
Right. I'll never be able to keep up with your sensitivities.
Oh, repeat. Do you know where Raven went?
Hey, Poochie! Where'd you... Ugh! Ow! Ah!
There goes the quiet you were talking about.
Yes, well, I've become accustomed to it.
Stop jabbering about customs and help an old man out!
Our swords for freedom, huh?
The Union Oath, right?
Fighting for personal freedom instead of draconian imperial law sounds good to me.
If you feel that way, maybe the guilds are right for you, Yuri.
Huh? Yeah, I wasn't cut out to be a knight.
Huh? You agree, Repeat?
The guilds, huh?
Hey, why were you wearing that stuffy-looking suit of armor?
Oh, you didn't like it? It's pretty sturdy and protects my body quite nicely. See? Look at this beautiful skin free of bruises and blemishes.
Very nice. I'm actually worried where my eyes might wander.
You don't look all that worried to me.
I've just got a good poker face. So you're okay? You don't mind leaving your armor behind?
It's sturdy, but it's heavy. Walking around with that on tires me out.
Hey, no complaints here. I prefer eye candy to scary armor any day.
I can't believe I made that kind of mistake! I should have moved right then! Damn it!
Somebody shut this old man up.
What mistake did you make?
Oh, you sweet girl. Thank you for listening. If I'd just met that Critty and Hottie before Yuri, the two of us would be off together just... Ha!
Whoa! Go easy on him, Rita!
You got a problem?
I guess the old man couldn't care less about me.
Well, I'm glad you weren't hurt, Yuri.
Thanks.
Is he also a member of your party?
Yeah, he doesn't get along too well with people, though. Don't let it get to you.
I'm Judith. Nice to meet you.
Hey, why is he letting Judith pet him?
Maybe the little pup's a fan of pretty girls.
But I'm a pretty girl, too!
My.
Why doesn't he like me?
The bottom of the tower looked ancient, but the top is new.
It would seem someone built it onto a structure that was already here.
I had no idea there were any towers in this area. I wonder when it was built.
Well, judging by how new the top looks, I'd say it was pretty recent.
Do you think Barbos built it?
The Blood Alliance is one of the bigger guilds, but even they couldn't build something like this.
Rago. He must have been putting up the funds.
Hey, yeah, that would make sense.
We still ain't any closer to figuring out why they built something like this, though.
Flynn, didn't you come here with Sodia?
I did. Sodia and the others are busy arresting and taking Rago away, so I'm on my own.
Should a lieutenant leave his subordinates when they have a duty like that?
Well, it's very much in Flynn's style.
Barbos rules based on the laws of the Empire. It is the knight's duty to arrest those who break the law. I can't leave you and the others to do as you would, Yuri.
You need an excuse to do everything, don't you?
And that's what it means to be an Imperial Knight.
Need a gel or anything?
My thanks, but you needn't worry about me. Focus on your surroundings instead. You never know where a foe might be hiding.
Oh, yeah. I'll pay more attention.
Why so stiff?
It's kind of awkward, huh?
Flynn and Carol are perfectly at ease, though.
I'm not around nights all the time, so I get nervous.
Just think of me as someone watching your back.
All right, thanks.
Judy was nervous?